Here is the aforementioned Supreme Court Appellate Division in the matter of under this book cover. You can see it, it's all here. Appellant's brief and appendix. There's my attorney, Todd Monahan. And you can see this was submitted back on February 6th, 2022. Now, this document in itself is checkmate. I don't know how to say it. When I weaponize this thing, I mean, thank God for my attorney, Todd Monahan. This just begins with the table of contents and the appellant's brief, and you can see everything from the questions presented to a statement of facts, point 1, point 2. You can see certification per statewide practice rules. You can see the table of authorities that Todd is citing for all of the different reasons. First of all, why Bruno should absolutely stop this nonsense with denying any conflict of interest, get out of the way by reversing his decision that he's been carrying against me, prejudiced, discriminatory, but ultimately harming my children. So Todd asks, was family court's refusal to recuse itself despite an obvious conflict of interest and abuse of discretion that warrants reversal? I mean, come on, hell yeah. And then was family court's dismissal rooted in sound and substantial basis in the record? I mean, my God. Look at all these. Here. This is Todd discussing all the reasons why family court's determination is not supported by a sound and substantial basis in the record. It must be... This thing, look, this goes all the way back. Here's my appeal. Here's this. These transcripts in the back are really fun. I was reminded that I should have been sent to prison at least 2 times during these proceedings. But I kind of took advantage of the situation, mostly when this stuff was being held virtually. But I really took a big risk one time when we were down in the courtroom. And the judge allows me to talk. And that's a big mistake if you allow me to talk. I mean, first of all, I am not shy. I actually kind of am a ham. I enjoy the spotlight. But you can... It's unbelievable. The guardian ad litem contradicts herself like 3 or 4 times every page and then goes on in the next proceeding to say something different. It's ridiculous. There are no extraordinary circumstances against me or anything like that. The transcripts of the court proceedings in themselves will make a great screenplay. I mean, this stuff, you just can't make it up. We had our you can't handle the truth moment and who ordered the code red, last week. And now coming up soon is going to be, Al Pacino. But once again, I mean, look at this. Here's the stuff that we're talking about that New York State has covered up. Patient threw a chair through the window last week. Here with this significant other requesting couples counseling. Patient and boyfriend have 3 children together, ages 1, 2, and 3. Report she's been stressed out because I went to jail. Because for a few weeks, I returned a few weeks ago, but there are problems because she's not being faithful. She's doing cocaine and sucking dick and disappearing for weeks at a time, for God's sake. I'm trying to get this person into, rehab, and this is the crazy shit that goes on, and that once again New York State has ignored. Look, I mean, here we go. This goes all the way back to what is the date on this? 2013. 2013. I wrote this petition, and I have been identifying like 80% of the same set of facts because. It's very damning. This is when Kristen was arrested for doing all the property damage, for punching me in the face, for, being high as a kite, for smashing windows. Look, here's when I fired my original protection order. Here's the window Kristen smashed with a planter, a stool that we used to hold a planter when me sitting on the other side. There's the stool. There's the air conditioners. This is not new. This is stuff that has been covered up by Clinton County. Here's my original protection from abuse orders filed in Pennsylvania. Now here's good stuff here. Here's stuff that's all been ignored by Bruno. There must be 15 different applications for subpoenas in here that he just dismissed and refused to acknowledge in any way, shape, or form. He also directed a clerk of Clinton County Family Court to take no action regarding an order to show cause that I had submitted to the court, and basically told her to, just put it in the drawer. We're not going to do anything with that. And then, that same day, almost contemporaneously, I got a call, from that clerk warning me as to what they're doing now. And ever since then, I have paid, whatever I had to pay to have everybody served all the time with all of these different actions. It's just ridiculous. But no, these people, and one of the things, well, there are so many things through this. I mean, like I said, look, here's from an email that, now I'm not proud of this, and I'm not sharing this for any great reason, but this is an email that Kristen sent me from when I was sitting in Graterford at the State Correctional Institution in Graterford on a parole violation. And yeah, I was looking at, probably sitting there for 6 months, which ended up ultimately being 14 months because of something that Dupree had, accused me with years before. Anyway, so, this is when Kristen still had some semblance of a conscience, and, whatever's going on, whether it's just her brain has become Swiss cheese from doing so much ecstasy in the last 20 years that she doesn't even know what the hell's going on anymore. But anyway, it reads, so when are you being released? Why are you even in there? I can't do anything about the family order of protection. Then she says, Judge Lawless is an asshole. Actually, for the order, the day of it, I didn't even show up. The whole reason all of that went on is because you said you were filing for custody, so I cross-filed, and when I talked to my lawyer, and the lawyer's name is Bruno. When I talked to my lawyer, Bruno, in parentheses, he said, do this, and do this. And then guess who? Lawless. Lawless will grant you full custody. It's just insane. So again, it says, I talked to my lawyer, Bruno. He said, do this, and Lawless can grant you temporary sole custody, which I needed proof of in order to get Elizabeth into school and set up doctors for all the girls. New York is really ridiculous about how things work. As for you switching your parole here, I don't want you to because I hate it here and need to get out of New York as soon as possible. I'd much rather move again than have you transfer your parole there. How can this be? I mean, I'm being damned in family court and integrated domestic violence court and every other court that they could use against me in Clinton County. And Kristen is sending me emails telling me to come and get her as soon as possible and get her the hell out of New York. I mean, how does this just go on? Look, we're up to page what? Here's page 179. And I'm not going to bother to try to read you any more of this stuff. This document goes all the way up and concludes all the transcripts from 2020. And it's 289 pages long, I guess. I don't know. It's ridiculous. They can't argue against this in any way, shape, or form. It's game over. It's checkmate. It's the fat lady clearing her throat. I wish these people had the balls to just step up and accept responsibility for what they've done, like they ask so many other people to do, but they seem to be cowards and are incapable of that. Anyway, it's about to end. My daughters will be reunited with me, and this travesty and miscarriage of justice with all these corrupt people will come to an end, and my long nightmare, my daughter's long nightmare will cease, and we'll set about making them happy, healthy teenagers again. So let's go.